Welcome to another episode of Talking Taste. I'm your host, Brandon Bass. I'm with my guys, TJ and Tony.
Greetings.
And we got a special guest, ex-NBA player, Jermaine Taylor. Welcome.
Big
Appreciate
JT.
Appreciate you. Oh, yeah, appreciate you.
You know, fellas, before we get into the interview, I wanted to ask y'all about the word nostalgia. What comes to mind when y'all hear nostalgia?
Shaq and Penny.
That give you that feeling?
And it gives me the feeling.
Talk about it, Tony.
The song, Orlando. Oh, wait, that's actually before that. Scott Skiles? Orlando Magic.
Mm-hmm.
I know TJ's hearing that song a lot now because every single time they win on their way to playoffs, they play the song. They say, play the song.
Where they at right
Orlando Magic.
Where they at? Where are we at in the playoffs right now? Where are we ranked right
I don't know,
now?
probably 5th seed. We're still going to make the playoffs. We might actually make it out the first round.
TJ, you know what nostalgia means?
Yes, bro.
What it means to you?
For me,
Or what gives
It's
you
like-
that feeling of nostalgia?
watching probably T-Mac back in the G.
T-Mac.
Watching a player like T-Mac back in the G. That was
Like,
nostalgia
That
for
was
me.
a good, yeah. I got
Yeah.
you. What about you, Jay?
I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know what that mean.
So
What does that mean?
nostalgia is like a great feeling you have for the past, like whether
Okay.
it's music, place, playing old video games.
Okay.
Make you
Like,
feel like a
give you
kid.
Yeah,
Just-
okay.
Like watching Home Alone might make you feel like a kid again.
Yeah.
Okay.
What give you that feeling?
Yeah. I say that era of Iverson, Kobe, LeBron, just that era, with the knuckleheads.
Right,
Like
right,
that
right. Them
whole
boys,
area, the
yeah.
big shorts.
Early 2000s.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're talking about Hot Boys. So,
Yeah.
so when you
that
listen
whole-
to some
everything
Cash
about
Money,
that, yeah.
it just take you back.
Yep. Everything about
There you
that
go.
whole
New
era right
old
there.
Lil Wayne.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the droughts. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
Dedication.
Yep.
The
All
freestyles.
that, yep.
When 50 Cent was going crazy at Ja Rule.
Hey.
You heard he signed $100 million? Do you believe that? Ja Rule got a new deal for $100 million?
I heard that too.
I mean,
I don't know.
I heard that.
And then they said they left him off the top 50 rappers of all time. Or top 75. I think they tried him with that one. They had
Ja Rule
Gucci
off
Mane
the-
on there. They left Ja Rule off. The top 75 hip-hop artists. They had Missy on there, too. I'm like, he got
Yeah,
way
they
more hits than
tripping.
Missy.
Yeah,
Who?
but
Ja
Missy,
Rule, they left him off the list.
Missy
Missy
got a lot
had
of
some
hits.
heat though, bro.
Missy
But
got-
but
Not
who-
no Ja Rule hits. Not Gucci Mane.
I know
Come on.
Gucci Mane don't have Ja Rule hits like nationwide, but I'm sure he got more hood hits
Yeah.
probably. You know what I'm saying?
But
But
Man,
But-
Gucci
75?
kept us alive back in the G, man.
but nostalgia is a cool word. I just been thinking about that word for the last couple of days, cause on Junior had a game, and on our road trip we was listening to Raw Wave album, and that's what it's called, nostalgia, and Junior was kind of putting me on on how hard the album was, cause I thought the album was cool, but I ain't give it a lot of listens, but my son was putting me on it, and I got a new respect for raw wave, and I like the word nostalgia. Yeah, and cause it's a lot of things from back in the day that's cool to me. Yeah, but yeah, man, JG, tell me about you, man. Growing up here in Florida, tell me about your upbringing.
Yeah, from a small town called Tavares, you know what I'm saying, real, I would say ghetto,
Okay.
small town country.
Yep.
I grew up with just my mom, my 3 sisters, but my mom was a twin, and her and my aunt was real close, so we all got a cousin our same age, and we all lived right next door to each other our whole life, so.
Okay.
Yeah, and then hooping, well, all sports. I started hooping maybe 4th grade. Started playing football in maybe 8th grade, and then track in beginning of high school. But I was recruited for all of them, in college. So.
Okay. Where so Tavares is a country town, right? Where do you go play sports at in that type of area? Do you come to Orlando? Where you go?
Well, for me, we had a hoop on the other side of, in my apartments on the other side. So that's where we hooped at the most. And then we would go uptown. We would play, at the park up there. And then I started playing AAU in 4th grade. So I was playing AAU from 4th grade all the way up to, my sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was way before the big house, huh?
Oh, yeah, we ain't had a big house
Yeah,
back
the big
then.
house.
Yeah.
Because everybody know about Tavares now for the big house,
Oh, yeah.
to go play in AAU tournaments.
Yeah, the big house is actually right around the corner from my house.
Okay.
Literally, I can walk to the big house.
Mm-hmm. So growing up, you played pretty much all sports, and you was really good at all sports.
Yep. I was actually recruited. I was recruited for college for more schools for football and track than basketball. Basketball was my first love, and I've been playing longer. But I got 2 state medals. I got the high jump and triple jump record at my high school, and I was all-state wide receiver.
It was like a baby Wilt Chamberlain. They say Wilt Chamberlain was a long jumper and all that too.
Oh
Yeah.
And I had never done any of that either. That's one of my coaches. The coach for the track team was my football coach, and he had a guy at his old school who played every sport, and he could also jump. So my coach thought I reminded him of him, and he just begged me to come play track. So I was like, I'll do it, and then I just ended up being good at it.
Yeah, when you're an athlete, yeah, you definitely could, track. I guess come natural.
Oh yeah.
But you said the love for basketball
Mm-hmm.
trump you being better at other sports, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's because of how basketball came into my life. It's actually because I speak to kids, and it's a part of my story. I grew up, like I say, I didn't have a father growing up, so I struggled a lot. I didn't have nobody to talk to. There's so many things I didn't understand, and then if I'm being honest, I was kind of scared of my mom. You know what I mean? And then I just remember one day just dropping to my knees and asking God to send me somewhere. Like, send me somewhere. I don't want to be here no more. Like, I'm just tired of not understanding everything. And then the next day I walked into my 4th grade class, and one of my best friends to this day walked up to me and was like, hey, you want to play basketball? I was like, yep. His dad came, picked us up from school, took me to my house. I signed the papers to play AAU, and I've literally been playing ever since. So I take that as that was God using basketball to save me. Because if I hadn't started playing basketball at that time, I really don't know where I'd be right now.
That was like 3rd, 4th grade?
4th grade.
And that was Nick?
Nah, my boy Mike Mueller. And I literally just talked to him about a week ago. Still my dog.
So how much do you feel like not having a father figure in your life like affected you growing up and playing sports?
If I'm being real, like I never even thought about it. Just because I've been playing basketball for so long and I had so many people around me who did love me.
Oh, okay.
And basketball was like therapy for me. Like when I stepped on that court, it didn't matter what I was going through. It was out the window. Like no thought in my mind.
Wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah, and I actually sometimes say to people that not having a father helped me be who I am today. Because I didn't have a father, I took from everybody. Like I would see things that my aunt did, I liked that, I would take it. I didn't like it, I leave it. Anything my mom did, I take that, I leave it. If my dad was in my life, he probably would be my role model because he was also a hooper, and I would be just focused on wanting to be like him and do what he's doing. And he, like we've spoken now, and he told me about the life that he was living, and if he was my role model, my life could have been totally different. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's crazy. Because, like, I grew up, my mom and my dad, right? But a lot of my ways, and me and Bass talked about this a lot of my ways that I picked up and stuff that I picked up from my dad, I picked up some great qualities, but I also picked up a lot of bad qualities just from being around him. He put the ball in my hands, of course, but everything else with the women and all types of stuff, I picked that up from him. And then, like, so it's like you spend your childhood, like, looking at, dang, I want to be like my dad, and that's my hero, so I wanted to be like him.
Yeah.
But then now, like, as I get older, we all, like, say, okay, this wasn't right. Like, I can't do this to my woman, or I can't, I can't live like this. I can't do these type of things. So that's crazy that you just said that, bro. That's really key.
And I had a friend who, because I didn't get a relationship, started talking back to my dad till I was 27. And I reached out to him. And I had a friend who hadn't talked to his dad. Like, he didn't grow up with him, never talked to him. He was like, man, how could you do that? Like, that's just not something that I can do. And then for me, it was easy because, like, how can I say I believe in God but then be mad and blame my dad? Because if my dad was supposed to be in my life, God would have had him in my life. You know what I mean? And because of, you know, the story I just said about how basketball came into my life, my relationship with God has always been there. Like, I don't look at it as like it's something that's fake. Like, I literally believe with all my heart that it's real, and I live my life that way.
Right.
So how can I be mad at him and then say I believe in God? You know what
It's
I mean?
real.
And for me, that's why I had to look at, oh, like he would have been my role model. You know what I mean? I had to, because me, I'm a thinking man. You know what I mean? So I try to figure things out, you know, which sometimes it hurt me, you know, trying to figure everything out, because everything ain't meant to be figured out. But that was something that I was like, I was like, oh yeah, like, especially when I got we had a convo, and then he told me about some of the things that he was doing, the life that he led. That was the first thing that popped in my mind. Oh yeah, I would have been that way. I would have went down this road instead of this one.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Where did your relationship from God come from?
Just
Like,
life, bro.
No, I'm
Like-
saying like, cause you mentioned how like when you was in 4th grade,
Yeah.
well you asked God for a sign,
Yeah.
you know, or to help you in some kind of way. Like, where you get that from to know that at that age?
Well, we were always in the church. My dad was a preacher, even though he wasn't in my life. He was still a preacher. And then my stepdad was a gospel singer, so we was always in the church. So it was always in me. But my first experience with God, it was crazy, man. Because like I say, I was afraid of my mom. So my mom used to get me and my sisters these chains when we were younger. She was always getting these chains. And I would always lose mine, like, because I'd be outside playing rough, you know, so I would always lose it. And then she got me another one. And then I asked if I can wear it to school. She was like, no, you're not wearing it, Beth. So I wore it anyways. And then I lost it.
Yeah,
So I'm like, oh my goodness, I done lost it.
that gonna
Mama
scare you there.
I was terrified. So then I ain't say nothing though. A couple weeks go by. She's downstairs. She's talking to one of my aunts. And then the chain comes up. She says, Jermaine, go get your chain. I'm like, uh-oh. Because I know I done lost, so I'll go up there like I'm looking for it. And then I just go on my leg. I'm like, God, I'm crying everything. Like, God, please let me find it, blah, blah. I just go outside and go through the back door, like ignoring everything. And I go to the back door, I'm looking all over, see if I lost it outside. So then I come back in, I'm like, I can't find it. I don't know what happened to it. So she goes up there and she started looking. And then she comes back down, she's like, oh, I must have misplaced. So she thought she lost it. So for me, that was like God helping me out. You know what I mean? Like, I literally took that as like, oh, like somebody heard me, somebody saved me. You know what I mean? Like, and literally like, that might be something small, but that right there affected me in a way where like, anytime I was in trouble, anytime like something was going on in my life where I was uncomfortable, I would always drop to my knees and pray. Just because I always remembered him coming through for that. And then there's so many other things that I feel like God came through, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's cool, man. That you can
At that age.
yeah, especially at that age. I always think my motto is God grind greatness.
Oh yeah.
And I developed that like when I was like maybe like 15. And it was because like I was I used to like when I started playing AAU basketball, like so if tournaments was on the weekends, like Monday through Friday I was just training. And on the weekends it was equaling success for me, right? And one of my friends was asking me like, you know, kind of like asking me, man, like what you doing, like, and just jokingly, you know, I was just like God grind greatness, like, cause I was just telling him just what I've been doing, and it's been equaling success for me. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, that's how I came up with it randomly like that. But it was based off what I was doing. I was praying, cause you know how when you're young, and like, and you want something bad, it's like you automatically think, man, I should pray for it. You know, and then I was already working on it, cause you know my AU coaches was like, you know, was telling me I should work on my game, whatever. So, and then it was equaling success. You see what I'm saying? So like, it just stuck with me my whole life. So, I would encourage everybody to kind of have that, you know, try to have a relationship with God or higher power, you know, whatever, you know, you subscribe to, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, because I feel like it worked for me, and I'm sure it worked for you as well, you know?
Yes, sir.
So, coming up, playing multiple different sports, basketball was your love. Why? Why was basketball your first love? Where'd that come from?
Yeah. just because of the God that I seen it. You know what I mean? Like I know that I was struggling, and then out of nowhere, I walk into my classroom, like I say, and then my friend just, hey, you want to play basketball? And then from that point on, like I've literally played basketball every single year since. I'm 37 years old, and I'm still doing the
Still
same
over
thing.
now.
I've never had a job. Every job that I've ever had has come through basketball. Everything that I'm doing now is coming through basketball. So I'm blessed, man. You know what I
Ball
mean?
is really life.
Ball really is life, yeah.
When you was young, were you always like one of the nicest kids on the team, or what was your role coming up through the AAU, you
Yep.
know, and through middle school, high school?
Yep. I was always a superstar. I was always the leading scorer. My first game ever playing, I dropped 24 points. My first AAU game ever playing.
Fourth grade?
Fourth
And you
grade.
remember that? That's crazy.
Yeah, because like basketball, like me and my cousins used to hoop all the time. Like basketball was always in my hand.
Yeah.
But I just didn't start playing organized basketball till fourth grade. So
Alright.
I was always on the
Outside.
court outside, playing. And anyways, it's just that once they, like I say, now I'm on the court. I ain't playing on concrete no more. I'm on the court. Then that's when it was just like, oh, it was different. And then on top of that, the love that I was receiving from basketball. You know what I mean? Like when you grow up the way I did, like we didn't receive a lot of love, you know what I mean? And a lot of kids don't today, but when I stepped on that court and I'm scoring 24 points, so I'm making these
praise.
threes and I'm doing all this, you getting at what you think is love anyways. And that right there alone had me like, oh, like,
It just turned
Kept you
up.
going.
yeah.
Who like so you pick basketball, like who were you wanting to be like though? Like everybody we had the like Mike commercials growing up, like so who was your idol? Like who was your guy that you was like, man, I want to be exactly like him?
T-Mac.
T-Mac.
I used to love watching T-Mac. I wore number 1 in college because of T-Mac. I even did the sleeve on the leg. I did the sleeve on the arm. And see, that's another one of those God stories, man, because when I was in high school, I got player of the week for football. And they asked me a list of questions. They asked me, and one of the questions was, who would you, like which athlete would you want to meet? And I said T-Mac. So I still got it hanging in my mom's crib right now. Then I get drafted in the NBA with the Rockets, and I'm playing with T-Mac. Like,
That's
this is
dope.
my teammate. Not only is he my teammate, he's my dog now. Like, I can text
Yeah.
T-Mac right now if I want.
That's
Me and his
dope.
brother was cool. Me and his brother used to hang out. So for me, like, that's just another one of those, like, it's just God just showing himself again. You know what I mean? So,
Dope.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Did you get there wasn't really training back then, was there? Like, who actually really taught you to play ball, or was it like self-taught?
self-taught. I was just raw talent. Like, that's why I see what all these kids are doing now with the training, man. I was like, if I could have had that when I was younger, like that type of structure, like those type of training, like I've been a totally different player. Like, one thing coaches used to talk about is my handles. Like, they used to say I had good handles, but they can be better. And I never worked on my handles. Like, I never did ball handling, any of that, until I got in the league. So once I got in the league and my handles it took me to a whole nother level. But I know if I was younger working with coach, they would have
It
me
went
working
easy.
on them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It's kind of one of them things, though. It's like you were saying earlier, if you had your dad in your life, you probably would have been, it probably took you down a different path. Like if you had a trainer, it probably would have took you in a different
exactly.
path.
Yep.
You probably been dribbling like one of them New York guards
Yeah.
And scoring.
and not make it to the league because
Yep.
you ain't good at what you were good at, and that was
Exactly.
being a shooter. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
So everything kind of like happened for a reason, but we all in hindsight we always think that like if we'd have had something to go with something, it would have made us better. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the human side of everybody. Because
Yeah.
I think about that, even though in the back of my mind, I always know that everything has its reason.
Yeah.
Everything got its purpose, and
Yeah.
everything happening the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, you said you talk about like love, right? Not having love when you was young. Like, what do you mean when you say that?
Well, I mean, didn't have a dad in my life. Then my mom, like, she was just hard. You know what I mean? And she did the best that she could. You know what I mean? Because she grew up without a mom and a father also. So she just didn't know how to. She didn't know how to be who I needed. You know what I
Right.
mean? I can't speak for my sisters, but I had to forgive her for a lot of things that she don't even know I forgave her for, just because I understand her situation. I understand how she grew up. I understand what she lacked. So for that, that's why I say we didn't receive a lot of love, but I mean,
Like in the perfect world, what would you want to receive when you was young? Like, what was that?
Really somebody to talk to. Like anything that I'm feeling, anything I'm going through, being comfortable enough to go to you and tell you this is what I'm going through. This is how I feel. With me, it was never that. Like even now, like, and I've struggled in my adult life with things just because I keep it all to myself. Like especially with this basketball thing, you know how the game is. Like there's a lot of things that I had to struggle with that I didn't know, but I just didn't go to anybody. Like I just kept it all to myself. Like I think we even talked about this the other day in the gym. Like there was a time, even financially, things just went left, and I didn't have nothing. I had nobody to turn to, nobody to talk to, and I know I have people who respect me and would help if I asked. But I didn't know how to ask. I didn't know how to do any of these things, bro.
So like I'm saying, so like when you was young, like, you say your mom was hard on you, right?
I wouldn't say hard on me. She was just like a hard woman. Like she was tough. I say it like that.
Like okay, so you think she was just that was her way of showing love that way? Cause you know how sometimes like people can show love as in telling you everything to do, like do this, do that, always asking you questions, and then some people get tired of that. Like they don't want to receive love that way. And some people want to receive love in a way like, okay, I love you, but I love you in a way like they want to be loved, like kind of leave me alone, like let me do my own thing.
Yep.
Like that's their way of feeling love. So like sometimes we can kind of like not understand the love that we getting, because that's how that person show love. You know, like how like back in the day how they used to be like, a lot of old guys didn't really talk much to their kids. They never was affectionate. They were just kind of like, they just made sure you eat, made sure you go to school and stuff like that, but they wasn't affectionate like, like I know me and TJ are today, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe Tony may be, as far as like with their kids, you always saying I love you, hugging them, you spending so much time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know that, and that's really what it was. Like, see, my mom, she showed her love by making sure we had food, making sure we had underclothes, school clothes, things like that, because that's not what they got growing up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So she wants to make sure she's doing this because that's her way of showing us. But she forgot the other part.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the things that, like even when you get in trouble, like you get a whooping or whatever, like you should be telling your kid why.
Yeah.
She just beat you.
Yeah.
She just beat you.
Right.
I just got a whooping. You know what I mean? Like,
So that-
didn't know why I can't do this.
She
why I
was
can't
snapping
say
on
this.
you all the time, so which caused you to be you feared her.
Yeah. And then on top of that, she, like, you have to understand too, because see, I'm grown now. Like, I had to I never put myself in a woman's shoes, but I can kind
Understand it
of
now.
understand. You know what I mean? Like, she's a woman raising 4 kids by herself.
So it's stressful. She is
Stressful.
kind of like high temp, like the temperature, the ice is thin.
And could be a little angry. You know what I mean? Could be a little bitter of how things went, things like this. And I felt like sometimes it could have been taken out on us. You know what I mean? But
the lesson. Go ahead, Tony.
With that being said, going through that, right, and seeing what you felt like you needed, if you were to have a child now, would you know exactly how to love that child?
I feel like I do. Yeah.
And what way would that be? Like how? Like paint me a picture on what that would look like, raising a child.
I mean, it's definitely
Showing
hard for
love.
me to do it, because I don't have kids, but definitely showing more love. Like, not only just showing them, but also saying it as well. You know what I mean? Just trying to do it all. Like, because that's one thing. Because even now, like, I speak to kids, and one thing that I see that they look at as like something that's big, just listening to them. Just them being able to come to you, tell you something. You don't judge them. You don't yell at them. Say, hey, don't do this. You just listen to them and like, okay, I understand, and then give your output. And that's how I am. Like, I don't try to tell these kids who to be or what they should be. I just listen to what they're saying, okay, and then I kind of tell them what could happen if they keep going down this path. You know what I mean? Like, and like I say, I just go from there.
Right, it's funny. I saw a post that says, like, my mom, when she was raising us, they had a picture of Queen Latifah from Set It Off with the gun, right, hanging out. And they's like, now when I see her interacting with my kids, like, they got Queen Latifah, all dressed up with makeup, looking all nice and stuff. And I'm like, it's the same way, like, when we were growing up, bro, I felt like my mom was so mean and not really mean, but she was just like hard, like TJ, don't do that. My mama just snapped and spanked me instead of just telling me like what I did. The same with my dad, right? But what I had to learn now as an adult is like, man, my parents, like, I was their first seed, so like they ain't know what they were doing. They still trying to figure it out. So now, like, as an adult, I'm sitting there thinking about like what happened to me as a childhood and like how it's like, okay, I got to be different towards my kids and be loving for them, you know, and like teach them like, hey, don't do this, that, and the third, which is it's still tough, bro. It's still tough because I might snap and like I might spank my son, and then like he stepped on my foot the other day when I got it, and when it, you know, I heard it in hooping, he stepped on my foot and I like spanked him. I was like, dang, dude. But then I'm like, bro, he don't know what he doing. He just, he a kid just having fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I had to tell him like, Tavo, you remember when you stepped on daddy's foot and I spanked you on the butt real quick? I said, you remember when I had my foot in the ice the other day? And he was like, yes, sir. I was like, it's still bothering me. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And dog, when I tell you I felt so fucking bad, bro. Like, I was like about to go to the bathroom, like, fuck, man, I done spanked my dog. He done, but he don't know. He just having a good time.
Kids don't know.
You know?
And see, that's how it was for me. Like, what am I doing wrong?
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean, what did I do wrong? Like, we didn't know. You know what I
Right.
mean? So yeah. Like,
And speaking about that, so let's talk about like what you're doing right now, so we can have everybody understanding why you're doing what you're doing, because you know, like you said, you didn't receive that growing up. So now, like, talk about how you giving that to the youth now.
Okay, yeah. So I work with this company called Sports World. I've been about a year and a half now, and what we do is we take former professional athletes and we put them in schools all around the country. You know, we share our story, and it's crazy, man, because like some of the craziest things that's happening since I've been on. You know what I mean? We have these things called comment cards, and we get real raw and honest with the kids, so they get real raw and honest back with us. And on these comment cards, they tell us just anything you can imagine. Like, we've had kids tell us that they've come up with ideas to commit suicide. We've had kids tell us that, you know, they've been touched inappropriately. We've had kids that tell us all type of things, and then we go in the community and then we get them help right away. You know what I mean? And like I say, this organization has been around for 46 years. We've never charged a school a dime, and you know, it's just, I feel like it's God's work. Diffused over 30,000 suicides. You know what I mean? So it's just, and then one of the story that I always tell is like one of my first times speaking. We were speaking, and there was a little girl up in the stands, and she was like, tears in her eyes, kind of crying, you know what I mean? So afterwards, we went and like talked to her, tried to just see what was going on with it. And then she told us that she had come up with a plan to commit suicide today after school. But listening to our speech lets her know that's not that serious. It's just an obstacle that she needs to go around. So right then and there, I knew that this is my purpose. I knew that this is what I was meant to do. And then not only that, as I've continued to speak, the things that I've gone through in my life, they come up when I'm speaking to these kids. Like, they'll ask me a question of something that I've gone through, and I got a whole story for them. You know what I mean?
So that's dope right there. We're gonna circle right back to it, because but first I want to let you know like how cool it is for you to have understanding though. You know what I'm saying?
That, yeah.
Like the understanding of like it's kind of almost like you automatically forgive people for any type of negative that came your way, because you kind of put yourself in their shoes, right? And to me, that's just a cool way to be out here. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, you just gonna be having resentment for people and things, and not really understanding, like, you know, them people are individuals themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, because when Tony asked you the question, like, how you gonna raise your kid, right? And this is why like having conversation so cool, because it's like you kind of explained to us like how your mom came up, right? And then so she got what's important to her based on how her parents, you know, raised her. Then it's like, cool, she have you, and then she give you what's important to her, right? And so you gonna lack something. She gonna give you what she, you know, her strength, but she still may lack something. You understand that now, right? And then like going forward, when you have your kid, you gonna give them what you lacked, and hopefully what your mom was strong at too. And that's how you keep building. But you gotta understand it. If you don't understand it, you know, you ain't gonna have that part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's breaking the generational curses. That's literally what that is. Like, and I was able to see it, because you know, I'm just gonna say it because it's real, man. Like, my mom had my sister first, Then she had me second, and then she got married, and she had my other two sisters.
Mm-hmm.
My oldest sister had my nephew first, my other nephew, and then now she's with the guy she was with, and then they had their other kid.
Uh-huh.
My younger sister had baby from one guy, baby from another guy, and then now if she gets married, the rest are gonna be from, and my baby sister the same way.
Same cycle.
So it's
What?
that same cycle that I was able to see
Right.
and know that, okay, I know how my dad is. My dad got 11 kids. I don't know none of them. I mean, I met them. I met one or two maybe, but I don't have a relationship with none of them.
Mm-hmm.
I know how he is. I see the other side. That cycle finna stop here. That's why I don't have no kids, because I take it serious. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want things to be better for my kids. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that's how it's supposed to be. Every year or every generation is supposed to be better than the last. And if I'm making the same mistakes that the generation before me make, it's just like you say, that cycle just gonna keep going.
Keep going.
So I made it. It's my duty to break it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's my mindset. That's why a lot of things I don't do. A lot of things I don't do. And one of the craziest things was when I actually got a relationship with my dad, and I started talking to him, and he told me, he was like, because you know my dad was a preacher for 15 years, but he ended up backsliding. And he told me he was in jail, and while he was in jail, he saw that, you know, I was hooping. He saw that, you know, I was good at it. He seen like all the publicity. I was getting everything. He said he stopped what he was doing. He dropped to his knees, and he asked God to not let me fall into the same things that he fell into. Drugs, women, all the things that come with the basketball side. And I can honestly say, I've been at parties where there was all this stuff right on the table. I never even looked at it just because the thought of him. I know he was on drugs. I know I probably got that same addictive gene in me. I'm not even finna touch this stuff. Same thing with women. I've never had like this urge to just mess with all these different women and do all this. It's just never been in me. And once he told me that, I just gave it to God. Like, I feel like God heard him, and you know, he blessed me with that.
Yeah. I wanted to joke about that so bad, but I ain't gonna joke about it.
Nah, go ahead. Like, go ahead. Cause look,
I'm thinking about TJ. Dog. TJ.
Our combos.
But
The basketball traps, huh?
nah. But you know, it's so. So the thing about it is, like, we talking about like the negative, like kind of like the negative stuff, right? But like, you got some highlights too coming up. So you was always the guy, you know, on the basketball court. You know, you get to high school, you know, you playing multiple different sports. You know, you doing your thing in all sports, but you decide to go to college for basketball, right? And so during that recruitment process, right, you was recruited by a bunch of different major Division I. What made you choose to stay home?
Well, like we was talking about earlier, I actually called and verbally committed to Florida. You know, because I'm a Florida guy, bro. I hate cold weather. Like, and I always wanted to be home. And I was always a Florida fan growing up, even though my first college game that I went to was UCF, because I had a cousin who played in '95 at UCF. So I called Florida, the coach at Florida, and he said that was great, but he was like, I have to let you know we just signed 3 other guards that play the same position.
Damn.
So me, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
And
then, so then I called Texas A&M, because I was ready. Like, I was just ready to sign. I called Texas A&M, same thing. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna call you back. And then literally, I felt like that was a sign from God, because as soon as I got the phone with him and hung up, I remember looking at like the computer, and it was talking about how crazy the head coach of Texas A&M was, like how he was throwing chairs and all type of stuff. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, I just go in my room and I'm looking. I look at my wall, I look in my closet, and I just see UCF everywhere. UCF poster up from when my cousin was there. Another one of my cousins ended up dying, and we all had these UCF ties. That was a tie that I seen in my closet, and I look on the floor, and it's just UCF letters everywhere. I mean, I had all my letters laid out, but they sent me more than anybody, because football and basketball. So it was just like,
UCF.
Called the coach, rang one time, he picked right up. And I just knew it. And then one of my best friends, who I actually played AAU with from 4th grade growing up, he was good football player. He had just committed to play football at UCF, so it was just right, man. It was just like everything was just in the flow. And looking at my life now, that was probably one of the best decisions I ever made.
Jay, you know it's crazy. I ain't mean to cut you off, but I was talking to bro about this. I'm like, that sound like you know, everybody want to go to this bad chick. Everybody want that bad chick, right? But UCF is that plain Jane that's really, really on you, and you like, man, I ain't, you know, you ain't really trying to mess with her. You want the one there, she coming through with the red dress, and you got the other one with a blue dress on. But the one in that little soft white dress, she just over there sitting with glasses on, and you like, hey, man, but not realizing.
Yeah, that's the one.
You go, yeah, that's the one. You go there, and now you turn them up.
Yep.
You turn her up, because now I'm gonna put you in that. I'm gonna put you in that shit. And now you turned up, and you look better than both of them.
Now watch this, and this the craziest thing of all that. I'm UCF's all-time leading scorer and the first player to get drafted to the NBA from UCF.
Turned them up.
Big time.
So when I was there, it was Conference USA. Right now, they Big 12. Anybody who got a chance of breaking my record ain't gonna be there for 4 years. They're gonna be gone after 1 year because
That's real.
you know what I mean. Like it's just not gonna happen. Like they gonna because in the Big 12, if you that good, you gone.
You're out of there, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like my record. It might be stamped. You know what I mean? I mean, things change. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right now, like it's been that since I left.
What was the average?
What
Your
I-
average?
My last year,
Or, yeah.
27,
And the career average was what?
like 16.
It's tough.
So every
All-time
year,
leading scorer.
yeah, every year you was progressing. You was turning
Average
up.
4
each year.
points. 4 points my freshman year. 12 points my sophomore year. 21 my junior year. 26 my senior year.
Yeah, that's big time, man. That's big
And it
time.
was the same
Known
way.
killer, man.
Same way in high school. 12 my first year. 21 my sophomore year. I think 25 my junior year. And I was more of an all-around player my senior year. I was like 25, but like 11 rebounds, like 5 assists or something like that.
Would you say your best time of basketball was at UCF? Your best time just having so much fun?
Yeah.
No politics involved.
Yep.
Just hooping and enjoying the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was always fun for me all the way up until I became a pro. Because all the way up until I became a pro, it was strictly about talent. That's it. If you're talented, you're gonna be out there. And I never cared about. I don't care where I was. Because even when I was playing AAU, like our season would end, and another AAU team would pick me up. You know what I mean? So I never felt like the talent wasn't there. But once I got to the pros, that's when everything changed. Because now it's not about talent. It's
Tell
so
me
many
about
other.
Tell me about draft night then. Let's go into that.
Okay.
How you feel about draft night, being drafted?
I was definitely one of the best days of my life. Because I just knew I was going to get drafted. I don't know how I knew. I just knew it. We had a party in my hometown. Everybody was there. And then once they said my name, man, it was just like it was like a dream come true. You know what I mean? Like, even though I didn't grow up wanting to be in the NBA, thinking about the NBA, I always knew I was going to be there. It was just something in me that was telling me, like, this is where I was going to be. Like, I remember my teacher in first grade, she brought me a shirt that said, one day they'll name a sneaker after me. And I literally wore that shirt from first grade to like 7th grade. Cut the sleeves off of it, you know what I mean? Like, I used to wear it under my jersey and everything like that. So I always just, I don't know, just felt like I was just supposed to be there. But at that moment, it was like, nah, I'm here.
And drafted to, you got drafted by the Wizards?
Yeah, I got
And
drafted.
they got traded to Houston?
Yeah, so the Rockets paid the Wizards to draft me. So my deal was like a first round deal, but the second round.
The second round. Huh? So they guaranteed you all 4 years or something like that?
Nah, so they paid like 2.5 to get me, and then on top of that, my salary. So that's why I say like, all together was like a first round deal, but
yeah.
just them 2 years was guaranteed.
The 2 years was guaranteed. Was 2 years in the option, 2-year option?
Yeah.
That's what it was, right?
Yeah,
That's how they start structuring it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like I would still be there right now had I just had certain knowledge.
Talk to me about it.
You know, like my whole life, you've been told, especially, you know, athletes, we've been told in order to get on the court, outplay the person playing in front of you. But once you get to the pro, it's not like that. Because the person in front of you might be making $20 million a year. You making the rookie salary. So why they going to play you over him?
Right.
You know what I mean? I had no idea about any of this. You know what I mean? I didn't know. Like, I would hear constantly, it's a business, it's a business. I've been hooping my whole life. I don't know nothing about no business. The only thing I know about business is wearing a shirt and tie and changing my voice when I talk. That's literally the only. That's literally the only thing that I know about business. I ain't know nothing else. So when people saying that, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna Put on a certain time and change. You know what I mean?
Sit up a little bit too, huh?
Yeah, but
I
they
got
don't. Yeah, but they don't tell you that. You know, if you went to UCF and this guy went to Arizona, and Arizona games are sold out for the next 15 years.
Fan base.
All that fan base, they're gonna support him. They're gonna buy his jersey. They might buy the TV package. But you went to UCF, games are never sold out. You don't have a name like that. So for those reasons and those reasons only, you gonna sit and he gotta play. See, if you would have told me that now, I'd have been like, all right, cool. That's just how the business is. I don't mind. I'll sit here. I'll play my part in others. But back then, what? Like, I didn't come here to play or to sit on the bench. I came here to be the next Kobe Bryant. That's how I'm thinking. I want to be like Michael Jordan, like T-Mac. This is what I'm here for. Not knowing that you got to wait your turn.
Yeah.
Your agent's supposed to tell you that though. Like, how does that typically work, Bass? I mean,
But, like, let him tell you, like, who was the guy in front of you?
Well, we had Shane Battier, T-Mac, Trevor Ariza, Kyle Lowry.
Playoffs then. They're a playoff
Oh, you
team.
had some smoke in front of
Yeah,
you.
you
Kyle Lowry,
Yeah.
Aaron Brooks.
It's hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we
had
had
some
a-
smoke. He had
Yeah,
a lot
we
of
had a
smoke in
squad,
front of you.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And see, I just didn't know. Like, if somebody would have said, because look, I'm going off at practice every day. Like, they stopped me from going at players. I put on everything I love, bro. They called me in the office and said, we think it'd be best if you back off of Chase.
Yeah.
Like, he's in a shooting slump right now. We think his confidence is messed up. And we
Chase
don't-
Bunder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and you're
remember
going
that.
at him every single day, and we think that's playing a part in it. So we need you to back off of him. So for me, that was like, what?
Yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
Yeah,
like-
but it makes sense. You think about it. If I got a guy I'm playing every night, that's playing every night. Let's say I'm the coach, and then I got this pit bull who just trying to get minutes.
Making me
and-
look bad.
No, not making you look bad, but trying to get minutes.
He's trying to
so
get
he-
minutes, so he competing.
So he competing
Yeah.
against a player that's playing every night. You know what I mean? We decided he gonna play,
Yep.
and now what's going on in practice is disturbing him in the game.
Yeah.
So I may want to come
And
here.
you looking at it like, shit, this motherfucker been playing bad. I'm finna tear his ass up in practice. So coach would be like, come on, bro, you.
But even deeper than that, I'm looking at all of them like that.
Yeah.
I swear, bro, I ain't even trying to toot my own horn. I'm just being real, bro. I didn't see none of them.
Right.
Like, for real, I felt like I was better than every last guard that was playing in front of me. And it's not just like me being biased. It's like me knowing what I was doing,
Right.
knowing because even when I played, they would put me in the last 2 minutes. I got 8 points. I don't play 2 minutes and got 8 points. This dude just played 25 minutes and got 6 points.
Tell me this. Out of all those guys you named, right? If the coach just rolled the ball out there and say all y'all play 1-on-1, you feel like you could have beat all those guys 1-on-1?
You can line them up, and I would have beat every last one-on-one after the other.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't feel like I was the only one who felt like this. I believe some of the coaches knew too, because once I got traded, which that was my fault because I started asking for trades. See, if I knew how the game worked, I would have never asked for a trade. I would have sat there and did, what I was supposed to do. But I started asking for trades. So once I got traded, one of the assistant coaches, Elston Turner, who also played in the league, called me and was like, man, this is my team, and I had more say, so you'll be the first guy off the bench for me. He was saying how hard he liked how I played and everything else. And then on top of that, bro, like, I got my own mind. Like, I know what I was doing at practices. I know what I was doing when I did play, and I seen what they was doing every day at practice.
So, all right, before I say what I just something from my experience, and what you think was the reason why they played in front of you.
I think it was for Chase. He was more marketable. I think that's what it was. I think a lot of them, they just brought more money to the program than I did. They already had names. They don't have to build anything. Me, I didn't have a name. People didn't know who I was. In order for me to build a fan base, I got to play. I got to play so they can be like, oh, okay, yeah, he is
School
good.
kid and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
See, them, they already had that.
No.
They had that coming in.
That makes
so
sense.
I feel like that's why they played and I had to sit.
So in NBA, this happens a lot, right? Like I almost feel like players get lucky when someone gets injured, like a Jordan Poole in a way, and then you go on your own team and then you don't look the same that you were looking at Warriors.
That's
This
the thing.
typically
That's the
happens
thing,
all
too.
the time.
That's the thing too.
Like some of these guys can really play, but someone get injured and you shine, and you go for 30 back to back, and then next you know, now you're on other teams' radar, and then they're gonna give you a nice contract.
But check this out, like I remember one year I was in Boston, and this one year in Boston, I'm trying to think about all my teammates. I don't remember all my teammates on that team on that particular year, but I remember we had Marshawn Brooks on the team. Anybody know Marshawn Brooks?
Yeah, I know Marshawn.
You know Marshawn?
Yeah.
You know Marshawn is a bucket.
Yeah, his story is similar.
So he used to kill in practice.
Mm-hmm.
I used to tell people when I used to go home, like, or just when I'm trying to tell people the story, like he used to give people 40 in practice. It wasn't literally 40, but he was just cooking in practice.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, when he got in the game, you know, it didn't really work for him. Like it didn't work with him, the coach, because Marshawn the type of player where the offense gonna have to be kind of based around him.
Mm-hmm.
And like sometimes you gotta be able to fit in with whatever the team got going on. And I remember this Lester's talent player, I don't want to say his name. He was getting minutes. And one game the coach decided to put Marshawn in the game instead of him. And he raised hell, bro. And I think he walked out the game, went to the locker room and all this, right? And they ended up waving him or cutting him, and he just was ended up out the league from there. Now, mind you, like he's not on the talent level as Marshawn. He's not that, but he's making more money, and he play a role, but he ruined himself because of that situation, and that was just how he was looking at the situation. But Marshawn could have did the same thing because he know how much Marshawn was more talented than all the guards for real. Like it probably was like one other guard that was probably just as talented, but if you rolled the ball out and say here, Marshawn probably beating everybody one-on-one. But it just like your game sometimes just don't fit what the team needs at the time. And certain players got to understand that as well. Like, you know, every team got players that's sitting on the bench that feel like, man, I'm better than him, I'm better than him, I'm better than him. But when you get in the game, you know, you doing your own thing. You ain't doing what works and what will keep you on the floor. You know
play
what I'm
off
saying?
the star or whatever the case is.
Yeah, play off the star, you know. So yeah, that was a thing. So I seen a bunch of different things in the league, like kind of like your situation. Yeah. And I mean, I done been in your situations a few times. And like I be telling people like the league, bro, it's like sometimes it's hard to kind of put into words, man, like about situations, because like you could watch the NBA today and be like, man, I'm better than him, but he's still in the league. You know, so it be some things where, you know, certain players with a certain skill set, just a small detailed skill set, just complements that team, and okay, so he worked. You know, so it's one of the things we just got to embrace the good and the bad, bro. And because what I feel like it ultimately do is if you keep going working through it, it brings you to your calling, right? Or the things you're doing now. You know, as far as mentoring the kids, because like you can't even mentor kids without that story you got. You know what I'm saying?
And that's really how I look at it.
You're right.
Like I look at it just like that, because a lot of these stories come up when I'm talking to them. Like they ask me certain things, and now I'm telling them a story of something that happens from then. So yeah, you right.
Do you tell the kids that want to be athletes and hoopers, do you tell them how efficient you were and how you're in the top 25 for being efficient? Because that got to come up. You got to tell them about being efficient.
Once we start, once we get into it, because, you know, everybody think they're a hooper, especially some kids. Everybody want to play one-on-one.
And for people that don't know, you got to tell them about that. Tell them about the stats for the last 25 years.
Stat that lists the most efficient scorers coming out of college in the last, it's probably more years than now. But Steph Curry, number 1. Myself and Dwayne Wade tied for number 2. Dame Lillard, number 3. I say Kyrie Irving, number 4. Then like George Hill, number 5.
As rookies, what was that?
No, just coming out of college.
Coming out of college, just efficient scores for your rookie season.
Yep.
There's a quote that Kobe Bryant quoted that he was one of the hardest rookies to guard.
To guard or that guarded him,
right?
Him. Or guarded him. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, because see, I grew up playing against grown men. Like we had like dudes who fresh out of prison on the court, and they used to have this thing called 10-20 life. Like anytime you come in the paint, it's 10-20 life. So you go in there, they're gonna try to foul you or harm you. So that's how I grew up playing. So now that they're saying playing Kobe, I kind of got an idea of how the league worked. So if everybody's saying you the best player in the world, you got to show me that. That's what they saying. But I also know what they saying about these players who I'm playing against every day. So I don't believe it until you show me. So I went out there with that mindset, and I just happened to hold him to like one of the lowest scoring amount that he had that season, and he had one of the most assists that he had that season. Yeah, he had like 17 assists because I made him pass the ball.
I mean, get off that rock.
Yeah.
How that felt to you, playing against Kobe? Did it feel special competing against Kobe, or you? How did that feel?
I mean, it felt special for my own reasons. So just like that T-Mac, that story, that same paper that I got hanging up in my mom's had Kobe's name on it too, as it was like athlete that I wanted to meet or play against or something like that. One of those two, and I had Kobe Bryant's name on there. So I'm playing against Kobe, guarding Kobe, wearing number 8 with Jordans on. Like that was just something that just stuck in my mind from that game. And then it was my best game of the season. It was literally the best game of my season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's cool, man. What was that would you say that was your welcome to the league moment right there? Like you feel like I'm here now. Like what was your welcome to the league moment?
My welcome to the league moment, to be real, it wasn't like a good moment. It was me watching somebody else. So I was watching Aaron Brooks. So Aaron Brooks was the year before, like he was balling, like he went off. And I think this was his contract year. So in training camp, he ended up hurting his ankle. And then that's when they started playing Kyle Lowry. And that's literally what turned Kyle Lowry into what he is now. Because after that, that's when he took off. So it was Aaron Brooks' contract year. Kyle Lowry's playing now. He's playing good. Now Aaron Brooks is back, but he's sitting on the bench and they icing him. And what people telling me is because it's his contract year. So if you don't play, his value goes down. They don't have to pay him that much. So I literally watched this man get up, go in the game, knock down 2 threes, and they take him out. Then play on him more for the rest of the game. The next game, same thing. Come down, hit 2 threes, they take him out. He don't even come out of the game. He just walk right in the back of the locker room. So for me, that was like, because I'm asking people, I'm like, damn, why do they keep taking him out? And then that's what they saying. So that was my welcome to the league. I was like, the league like this? Like what? Like that's messed up. Like this man was literally I think he was supposed to make like $64 million or something like that. And then I don't think he got a deal like that since. Like
it's the league. Look, I got a story about that too. I want to ask you the question about loyalty. I'm gonna ask all y'all about loyalty. Like, cause and we're gonna spin it back to the NBA. But what loyalty means to you?
Start over there.
Shit, for me, it starts with loyalty is just like I'm gonna ride with you from day one. Like from day one, I'm gonna ride with you. I'm gonna rock with you. You can't, it ain't no doing no wrong. I'm not backstabbing anybody else talking crazy about you. I'm always gonna ride for you. And it's like we here with it. You know what I'm saying? Like when motherfuckers wasn't really fucking with you like that, and we was here. That's loyalty for me. Like I'm never gonna switch sides. I'm always gonna stay on one side. So if you go to that other side, it ain't no coming back from that for me. That's what loyalty mean for me.
What loyalty means to you?
Very similar, but to piggyback off that, I almost feel like, our relationship, our interactions could be totally different from the next person. You know what I mean? Because, someone like myself, there's plenty of people, because I'm the line of work I'm in, have bad things to say about me. But that has nothing to do, that's totally different from the interaction between me and you. You know what I mean? So I feel like just staying solid on that. Like, knowing that, hey, whatever y'all got going on, that's totally different from the way I interact with him. So that's, loyalty to me, the way you interact with people.
With each person.
Each person's totally different.
How about you, Jay?
I feel that. Yeah, pretty much same. Just somebody who's down from day one. Someone who they care about you and your well-being. You know what I mean? It's not just about what you can do for them. Like they actually, want you to be better. You know what I mean? Like they want to. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Well, tell me this. So, have anybody showed y'all loyalty, that kind of loyalty? Like, or like, let's say when you was in college, did you feel like when you was in college, your college coach, and were they loyal to you? And were you loyal to them?
Listen, I was loyal to them, but they weren't loyal to me. And that brings me back to what I just told my mom. Like, my mom's birthday, January 16th. So just last week. And she was like, I can't believe, like, all these people, I always tell them happy birthday and I always make a post for my friends, certain friends, and they didn't write me this. I say, Mom, stop expecting what you do for people. Stop expecting that from them. Mm-hmm. And that's it. Like, so that's, for me, I might be loyal to you. I'm going to be super loyal to you. Like, I won't do no funny shit. But my version of being loyal is not the same for everybody else's. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and that saves you a lot of heartbreak. I told her that. I say, stop expecting, like, the shit that you'll do and the stuff that you'll do for people. Stop expecting them to do the same thing, the same thing for you, and then you'll be cool. And she's like, oh, that's a good way to look at it. I'm like, yeah. So now, like, that say you a lot of, damn, it's fucked up. Like, you ain't going to be angry now. Yeah. It's going to be like, all right, cool.
Because I look like loyalty is like, it's a weird thing to me for someone to say, like, I just look at it in different ways, you know what I'm saying? Because, for example, like, you know, you may hear in the news, it may come across ESPN, you know, such and such want to leave whatever team, right? Mm-hmm. And they say he ain't loyal. Mm-hmm. All right? Okay, he ain't loyal. You want to leave. Why you want to leave? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, could he have a reason why you want to leave?
Right.
His reason might because, you know, it's a better situation over there for him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They doing this over there, and I feel like it's time for me to go here. That's what he believed. Let's say he believed that in that time.
Right.
So should he be loyal though, and sit in unhappiness? Should he to stay loyal?
I fuck with Kobe just because.
No, but I'm saying. So you say no. You say just stay there, right?
And be loyal. I feel like if you nice like that and you that guy, you stay loyal to them. They gonna bring the pieces that you need to win the championship.
So no matter what situation you in, you rather stay loyal, is what you saying?
Yeah.
Good or bad, you ain't gonna never ask for a trade.
I ain't asking for a trade.
Okay, cool.
Because the grass might not be. Look, I might have that shit sweet.
That's facts.
Because the grass might not be green on the other side. I'm like, man, I want to fuck. I need to go over there to the Bulls, man. I need to go over there, and then you get over there, and bro, they got all types of turmoil in the locker room.
Yeah, it's definitely communication. I almost feel like you can't just stay blindly loyalty to something. No. Like you might be blinded being loyal to this chick, and she's just dogging you out, but you just don't know her. You really don't care to go look through her phone or go find out or listen to other people.
So it's kind of what we're trying to get at a little bit too, right? So then, okay, cool. Now it's the team. Now the team wants to trade you. And what's your first thing? They ain't loyal.
They ain't loyal.
Of course they're not loyal.
They ain't loyal.
But I'm saying, so you 40 years old, and you still got 2 more years on your contract, and they can't win, and they want to rebuild. Should they just not rebuild just for you?
I think there's levels to that loyalty because at the end of the day, they can still. You know, if you understand, you can get traded, but they're still good. You know what I mean? Good to you. You know what I mean? They're still trying to help you find another way.
Of course, it's all kind of little things. It's all kind of little.
Like, I gotta trade you, bro, but I'm gonna make sure you're good in the situation. I'm gonna make a call.
Or like you said, that word loyalty is a fuck. I feel that's only a word for like couples. I feel like that's only a couple's word because it ain't no loyalty in business.
No, it ain't loyalty. It's like this.
No, but if you understand business, that's why people say they can't do business with friends. But okay, I think I could do business with friends. So if you sit there and tell me I'm underperforming, like bro, nobody's coming to you. You getting lazy on me, bro. You showing up to the club by yourself,
right,
bro.
Right.
You costing me $200, $250. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're in denial. But if you understand me and understand the business, you're like, you know what, you're right. Yeah, let me go find something else to do. And then I put you on a different job or something else. You know what I mean? Or other opportunities. I feel like.
Check this out.
That word fucked up, bro.
No, but look at this. I was just talking to Tuck about loyalty, and I was just told him, I was like, everybody's loyalty is convenience. It's whatever convenient for the
they need for you.
Each individual person, their loyalty depends on
the transaction.
No. Them. It's all about them. Mm-hmm. It's all about the person. So if you can say somebody's not loyal to you, you know, it go both ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's all convenient for each other. That's how people loyalty lies.
Yeah.
Man, women, like it's just you know what I'm saying? So that loyalty word is like, you know what I'm saying?
It's a tough word, bro.
And that's why I say, like, that's why I feel like it's so important to just to be genuine, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And always like.
So genuine and no loyalty.
No.
Genuine, no expectations. I would say.
Genuine is just, think about what genuine is. Genuine is just being
transparent, just being.
Well, I'm just saying, just being a stand-up person,
right? For
you and the other person,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because when you genuine, you thinking about everybody's interest. You ain't just thinking about yours,
right?
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Ain't no like bruh. Loyalty, like you could make people, just like Tony was just saying, like you could be loyal to a default.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody don't even rock with you for real, but you being loyalty because you started doing stuff with them.
Yeah.
Right,
mm-hmm.
right.
Like, and then that's something to brag about.
Right.
Like, man, he loyal, bro. But he in the mud over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Looking bad.
Right.
So going out. Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like it's always convenient. But if you genuine, and you know you gonna always loyalty gonna be in there for both parties.
Right.
For all people around. Because I'm looking for your best interest and mine. Because that's what you're doing. Most people everybody's looking for their best interest. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like how can people expect him to be,
I'm saying, aren't you?
Loyal, training to him all the time.
Yeah, like I'm looking. Am I looking? You asking me? Am I looking out for the best interest for my kids?
For
like
you?
The kids
No.
I'm
I'm saying for you, like not kids, but
give
you.
An example. Yeah.
Like you looking out for the best interest of you. You looking out for the best interest of you. You are. Everybody is.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But like when it's genuine, it's like I'm looking for the best interest of everybody.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to be like me in a bad spot, and I'm hoping you don't want me to be in a bad. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and then loyalty that's gonna create loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You got to have both people interests in best interest. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like if a team come to you and be like, all right, Jay, like, okay, we want to get rid of you, bro, but
need you to do this.
No. We gonna find the best spot for you.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And we're gonna do everything in our power to help you in your age. You know what I'm saying? That's some type of loyalty because
I see that as loyalty.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They give you the heads up, communicating properly. Before something happens.
You feel me,
Yeah.
bro? Cause,
No, for sure.
Cause like, why people get divorced, man? Like, you gonna stay loyal to?
Yeah. You know, it's crazy. I just had a parent come up to me yesterday and talk to me and tell me that she's divorcing divorcing her husband. And this one of the kids that I've been training like since he was like 7, 8 years old. Him and Tristan been in the gym together. Mm-hmm. So she's telling me that, and I'm looking at her. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, but your old ass ain't finna get no new nigga out here, bro. Like, you got a good dude. He making y'all money. Y'all got a crib in Puerto Rico. Y'all got a crib in Kissimmee, crib in Ocala. He got all of these fucking horses. He just built y'all a brand new crib. And you sitting there telling me, venting to me, telling me, I've been wanting to do this for years. And I'm like, and she telling me, I say, I don't think that's smart. Like, I don't think that's smart. And she's like, yeah, but you don't know the spoon that stirs the pot. Yeah. She's like, that's a lingo in Puerto Rico. I was like, you're absolutely right, I don't. But I was like, I feel like y'all been together so long, that's some shit that can be worked out, bro. It ain't never that serious, dog, for you to get a fucking divorce. Like, that shit is a big step, bro.
Some people care more about, self-respect than materialistic things.
But TJ, that's also another thing about perspective, right? It ain't not necessarily got something to do with loyalty. It's about how she looking at her situation,
being treated.
She could be looking at her situation wrong.
Mm-hmm. She looking at it all the way wrong, bro.
But check me out, and all
for real.
And all you could do is give her a different perspective, and she could look at it a different way, and then she'll stay.
Right.
But she ain't staying because of loyalty.
Right.
She's staying because of your perspective.
That's real.
Which gonna make it her loyal in people's eyes. Oh, she's loyal now.
Right.
But she just was about to dip on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's one of them things, bro. It be layers to different like words, like to loyalty, to like respect, and you know what I'm saying. I just think genuine got to be at the forefront of everything.
Oh, yeah. And then loyalty follows.
Yeah, everything follows, not just loyalty, but
for sure. But yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you got everybody's best interest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even for like a head basketball coach, right? It's like, he got the best interest of all the kids, right? but only 7, 8 of them could play for real.
You think the head coach got the best interest of all the kids?
I do. I do.
He's supposed to, right? But what about in college? Do you think that it's that way in college?
Yeah, but it starts with him first. It starts with the team first. Then you. But that's common sense.
But what if he got the best interest, right?
Yeah.
What if you ain't performing how you supposed to perform, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he love you and he want to be loyal to you, so he don't send you on your way. Like you just stay there. He being loyal to you, but he getting his ass kicked. So you rather him be loyal to you and then they fire him?
So so that's what's gonna ultimately happen. But it's like when you say loyalty, it's like
It ain't no loyalty in none of that business out there. That's what I say. It ain't no loyalty in business. When there's business involved, ain't no loyalty no more. Because now, like you just said,
But that's all you have to understand.
You being genuine, but you also being like, okay, look, you ain't getting it done for me, and I'm like what you just said. You're gonna help him find the best situation.
Yeah.
So that's why it goes back to what you said. Basically, being genuine is gonna
it got to be at the forefront.
take care of everything.
Yeah, because I'm saying you could be loyal to, but like you said, if loyal to a default, we both gonna be gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I mean, if you put yourself in other people's shoes, like having understanding, like we was talking about earlier, you gonna understand. Okay, I understand why you doing this, why you doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it be perspectives too. But I just feel like to everything, bro, it's like there's always layers to everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like just one way. You know what I'm saying? You got to be putting yourself in other people's shoes as well, and understanding and genuine. Like just being genuine, you gonna get there, and you're gonna be able to smooth things out.
Take a break.
But nah, we
When we got like this, we can do like this and like that.
Go for it.
Like this or like that. So, Plies or Bootsy?
That's a good one. I grew up on both of them. I'm gonna say Boosie, dog.
Boosie?
Plies, man. Plies. I think a lot of people sleep on Plies.
Plies hard,
I've been
bro.
listening to Plies since like middle school,
Right.
but I just been listening to Boosie longer, so I'm gonna go with Boosie on that.
Boosie? All right. Buck Chevy or Crown Vic?
Come on, man. You got a box Chevy, man.
It's a
I'm
very.
gonna go with that box Chevy.
Right.
24s or something.
Reebok Classics or Air Forces?
Reebok Classic, that was high school, but them Forces, that was college and beyond. Yeah, I'm gonna go with them Forces.
Forces. All right. And lastly, Jabot jeans or Levi's?
Jabot jeans. Yeah, I'm gonna go with them Jabos.
You both.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them.
You back then, were you wearing the big baggy Jabos?
Everything was baggy, yup.
Yeah, for me too. Yeah.
Baggy Jabot with the white tee, black tee.
Long chain.
That's why I say that's the era. I don't think it's a better era than that, except for the where is that Al Green and all them.
Was that the 80s?
Yeah.
80s, 70s, 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking on this or that, like this or that, Kendrick or J. Cole? And why?
Kendrick or J. Cole?
I'm gonna say, it really just depends. Cause I listen to J. Cole a lot, cause I really like it's entertaining, I guess. Like he's saying something and entertaining, but Kendrick more like when he rapping, it's like I'm thinking, like I'm listening to what he's saying, and I'm trying to understand what he's saying. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna say J. Cole. I'm gonna go with J. Cole. But I like anybody who got a message in their music, though.
So with that being said, Lil Wayne or Jay-Z?
Oh, Lil Wayne. But I like Lil Wayne because of like the things he say. Like Lil Wayne says certain stuff that you have to be from a certain era, or you have to live a certain life to understand it. Like the song where he say "Leave You Missing" like Bilal. A lot of people don't know what he's talking about, but Bilal from like House Party.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people didn't know that.
Well, hold on, what you say? What line was that again?
It was "Leave You Missing" like Bilal.
Oh, right.
You know,
Yeah, that's
Bilal
right.
was missing at
yeah.
the party.
He
House
left
party.
him.
Yeah, see, that's all his music like that. It had me like I might not even get it the first time I hear it. It might be years later. I'm listening, I'm like, damn, what the? That's what,
Right,
you know what I mean? So that's why I like Lil Wayne.
Is Lil Wayne your GOAT?
Yeah, to me.
Or is Hov?
Nah, Lil Wayne my goat. Yeah.
Who's your go, Tony?
In music,
Yeah,
probably Drake.
Drake. Who's your go?
Go.
Like your favorite?
I don't really have a favorite rapper, bro. I don't really have a favorite rapper. I
Your
just,
favorite?
yeah.
If you go to your iTunes, because that's what I did. I went to my iTunes.
What you listen to
seen-
the most?
Who you listen
I mean, I
to?
listen to a lot of Future right now. Like I listen to a
Future's
lot
his
of Future
GOAT.
right
There you
now.
go.
I see
Yeah,
who-
man, nigga ain't my
who
goat though.
music-
I'm saying
who
like,
music I got the most of. Like that's I got more Lil Wayne.
I have a lot of
music than
Jay-Z,
anything.
though.
I got a lot of Lil Wayne. I got
I got a lot of 50
let me
Cent.
see. Oh, I got a lot of 50 Cent too.
I got a lot like even his
He ain't
mixtapes.
got enough music to be the go.
Yes,
bro.
Crazy?
bro. Yes, he do. See that like 50
He just
used
went
to.
on a whole 20-year tour around the whole world.
Remember
Why you
when
got
50?
so excited about that though?
No, but listen,
50 is a
hold on,
GOAT.
Hold on.
50 is definitely on Mount Rushmore of rappers.
he definitely on Mount Rushmore for me. Now I can't give you my favorite, but he's on my Mount Rushmore. 110%.
It might be an acquired taste because you from Baton Rouge and want Master P on there or something.
So
Silk the Shocker.
no.
C Murder, he gonna have C Murder on
No,
here.
we can talk about this. All right.
BG, the new BG.
Okay.
Not
name
old
me-
BG.
Sweet
Name,
BG.
name me 50 Cent's albums.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Okay.
The Massacre.
The Massacre.
Okay.
I
That's
remember
what
the
I
other
stopped
one.
at too, yo.
Who shot you?
Who
50
shot
Cent who
what?
shot you that, but that was his mixtape.
Man, how many albums? What? Name me 50 albums.
Bro,
He
I
had
used to,
two.
but I used to listen to his mixtapes though, bro.
No, great.
Like his mixtapes was
name
Name
hard.
me
records.
50
I
Cent
just-
albums. You only name me two.
The
Like, your GOAT only got 2 albums, bro.
That's all
I ain't say we ain't say he the goat, but we say he
He's
on
up
our
there.
Mount
Yeah,
Rushmore.
Mount
I ain't say he the
Rushmore.
goat. I can't
Put
even
him
name
on
you
the
Future
spot. I can't-
albums.
So if I name you my Mount Rushmore, I'm gonna name you majority of the albums. 50 ain't got but about 3 albums, bro, maybe 4, and then he got the group albums.
G Unit, that G Unit Beg for Mercy was hard as hell.
I know, but what I'm saying is that if you go to the catalogs of your great, like if you say Jay-Z the GOAT, right? The man got just a crazy catalog.
Jay-Z ain't even on my Mount Rushmore.
I know, but you tripping.
Mine either.
Nah, I ain't. I don't listen to
No.
Jay-Z like that, bro. I've never liked Jay-Z ever. You like Jay-Z? I've never liked him, bro. I'm from Florida. I
Most
don't
Florida
listen to
people
Jay-Z.
ain't gonna
But
like.
what I'm
That's what I
saying-
say,
Most
yeah, we ain't
Florida
gonna
people ain't
listen.
gonna like.
I don't listen to Jay-Z.
But Jay-Z is
That's like I'm not gonna put Biggie on there just cause. You know what? Tupac is my goat. That's my
There you
goat.
go.
Tupac.
why though?
Because Tupac, like he made
But you
music that I
listen to
like.
way more Future than Tupac.
No, not when I was growing up. I listened to nothing but Tupac growing up. I listened to
Okay.
nothing but Tupac growing up.
All right. So, all right, but Jay-Z is man, Jay-Z is up there, bro. I'm
Maybe
saying
for you,
it's-
yes.
No, but that's true. That's true. I'm gonna give you that's true.
You know what I'm
because
saying?
we all individuals out here,
Right.
And everybody has their own. I'm with you. I'm with you. But if you break down from skill sets, sales, longevity, albums. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard to deny, but yeah,
Nah, for
everybody,
sure, for
we
sure.
all got our individual goals.
Like this conversation to be like LeBron or Jordan, right? Like I'm always gonna say Jordan, but like we had one of my homeboys, D.
No, this
Gordon.
ain't the same. That's not the same.
Yeah, it is because we talking about if you say Jay Z, you feel like Jay Z is one of your top guys. I don't feel it. Jay Z's not even in my top 5 of rappers.
So this is what I mean.
How about this? What do you measure it off of? What
That's
are the
I'm saying.
criteria?
So like
Put it
if you
there.
if you say what you like,
Because he's biased.
let's say what you like.
Okay.
Because
And the
I'm sure Tony's favorite maybe T-Mac, right? Who's your favorite player of all time that you
Michael
like?
Jordan.
He's your favorite? Who's your favorite?
Jordan.
Your favorite.
T-Mac.
T-Mac is your favorite? All right.
And yours
So-
is who?
It's Jordan, bro. It's Jordan for me. But it's Jordan because I grew up on MJ. It ain't
It's kind of hard for me to believe you feel Jordan though, because you're a big man. Wouldn't your GOAT should be like Hakeem Olajuwon or something? Or
Nah.
Shaq?
So let's talk about it. That's a great one. I
Because
like that.
wouldn't you like to? Your GOAT would be someone that you try to play like.
So I never play like
No.
anybody.
Yeah, that mid range is deadly.
You ever notice like how I play like
Rasheed Wallace? No.
No, I never tried to
Ben
play
Wallace,
like nobody.
Ben
Right.
Wallace.
Oh my
Nah, damn, he fucked. Damn, Tony, that's fucked up,
Hey,
dog.
but Ben
Ben a
pockets like
champion
this.
though.
Ben Wallace pockets are like this. You know what I'm talking about? Because of he brought a special skill set to the game. He ain't brought the flash or the highlights, but
Defense.
he brought defense, brought toughness, and he won championships. And he loaded. You know what I mean? But Michael Jordan was my mom's favorite, right? My dad's favorite. Obviously, it was my favorite, but I never wanted to play like. By the time I started really playing basketball and having a style of to play, like Jordan hadn't retired, you know, and I wasn't even watching hoop for real when Jordan retired.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I get what you're saying. Like usually a big man, you know.
So who's your favorite big man? Let's put it that way. Who you want to give their flowers to?
Bro, I don't got a favorite big man, bro. What I used to do is I used to like different players for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to like Karl Malone because he shot the mid range. Just because, and he did pick. When I got to the NBA, he was one of those people I could watch for doing pick and pops. You know what I mean? But I ain't like his post game because his post game was kind of awkward. You know. I liked it a lot. I liked the Melo for his jab. I liked it. You know, I just like the different people for different things. I gotta think about it because I never thought about it. But yeah, I don't really got no favorite like that, other than MJ or from just because you know. Yeah, after MJ, I ain't really have a favorite. I just like certain people for certain things, certain little small things that they did. You know what I mean? Yeah. But before we out, man, I got a couple questions before we out. Best compliment you ever got?
Best compliment I ever got?
Yeah.
I would say be proud of what you're doing. You're saving lives. I think that was that was a compliment that I got that made me feel a certain way. Like I don't think I've had too many compliments that made me like feel like I'm doing the right thing, like I'm doing God's work, you know what I mean? And that was one of those compliments. It was about with the kids. I set some things up, and one of the CEO of the company hit me up and was just really explaining to me what I did. And yeah, that's what he said to me. So that actually made me feel good. So
Worst piece of advice?
Worst piece of advice? I don't know. I can't say that I've really received
No bad one?
it, because I feel like everything has its reasons. Everything happens for a reason. And there's nothing in my life that I regret. So I can't say that I've really gotten bad advice.
Something you wish you was better at?
Drawing, painting. Especially I saw this movie last night. Was it Story Ave or something like that? It's a new movie on, I forgot what it's called, but it's real. It's like a artsy movie, like real artsy, and that's what I'm into. So I wish I was better at that.
Best perk of being an ex-NBA player. What's the best perk of that?
Still having that stamp on you.
Still having that stamp
on. Everywhere I go, like they still look at me as if I'm an NBA player, especially with these kids. Like it don't matter that I played 2 years or played all them years ago or whatever. Like
you played in you
played. There. Yeah, you got that stamp on you. Was drafted, so you like that's how they look at you. So
what's a guilty pleasure?
A guilty pleasure? You already know, probably that ganja.
That ganja.
That fire.
You gotta be
a person you wish you could trade places with for a day.
I've never met anybody who I want to trade places with for a day. But you know what? I take that back. I met this roster dude in St. Martin, and he was like completely living off the land. About everything he wore, everything he eat, he made it himself. He grew it himself. His house, everything was completely.
Didn't I say that?
Yeah, Tony said that. He said that about you, bro.
Yeah.
He said, man, he looked like he could just live in the woods.
No, not look like that. How? Because I've known him for obviously years, right? 15, 20 years, and I'm actually proud that because once he told me what he was doing, because I haven't talked to him probably since maybe when he tore his Achilles in the Big Three.
Yeah.
So for him to sit there and say he's actually his calling, because I've known he's always been a spiritual person and he's always thought bigger than basketball and kind of like not the normal ways of this world and really like connected to the earth and the spirit. I'm proud that he's finally found his calling and he's on his way to what he ultimately wants to do.
Bro, you know something, bro?
But it was more like I feel like he's the type of person is
You
not
need
like
to
I
go
said
to
of this
Hollywood.
world that could
Go
literally
to
live in the
Hollywood.
woods.
This guy, bro. Go to Hollywood, bro.
What you mean?
Bro, that dude said that phrase exactly how he said it to me, bro. Like, the way you talk, bro. You could be an actor, bro. But like
could?
that, you could be an actor.
That's how I feel. That's what I know.
What success look like for you?
Success look like to me? I think when you able to like, when you constantly giving back, you know what I mean? You're in a position to give back to everybody, you know what I mean? Put people on, you know, get people, you know, like I say, visit these schools, doing all, like that's success to me, you know what I mean? Like just being somebody who a family can look up to, who these kids can look up to, somebody who's known for doing the right things, you know, always being genuine, authentic, you know, that's what it is for me.
That's a good one, man. We're gonna end on that one.
Oh yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
No, I appreciate you having me, man. This is my first time doing something like this, man. And I look forward to doing more.
Yeah. Hopefully we can do it again too.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Never.
Till next time.
Appreciate you.
Signing out.